Turns it over. But the pass in front from Michkov was blocked. Couturier knocks a man down, got the puck as well. And Sell able to clear. Michkov involved pushing and shoving behind the play. Couturier comes back, says, oh, no, you don't. And Couturier is going to go.
Yeah, good job by Coots here.
Couturier and Billy Sweezy. Couturier gets the right hand free. So he's sticking up for the youngster here.
You got to love it. You got to love it. I mean,
You really do.
great stuff. Nobody's going to mess around with the youngster. And this is not something that Sean Couturier is accustomed to doing, but good recognition. And for Michkov, he's going to know that his teammates have his back. I mean, nobody's going to take an extra shot on the youngster, and Cooch jumps in there, and a spirited fight there. And you can see the appreciation on Scott Laughton's face. There's Sweezy with the finish. Good job by Michkov, too. I mean, he got his stick up. I mean, he's letting him know, too. It looked like Sweezy was asking him if he wanted to, and he said, no, you have the wrong guy. This is the guy you got to go. Not Michkov.
Boston 58, Philly 14, 5 minutes each for fighting.
You know what? And you know, for Sweezy, good job, too, though, right? I mean, Michkov is a talented player, skilled player. He's going to play him hard. You got to like that, but overall, you got to like the idea that your captain comes in and sticks up for the young player, and all around, that's what it's all about. And you gotta like it on both sides.
Once the regular season starts for him, so this is an important. It's 30 minutes, important 30 minutes for Fedotov.
And as we mentioned, Alexei Kolosov will come in, and the gloves are down. Sawyer Bolton twisting and turning and taking a punch there, and Samuel Laberge got one free and landed it. That one did not last very long. Sawyer Bolton appears to want more here, but he's been cut.
I think he's a little woozy there. Yeah. He took a pretty good right from Laberge.
Yeah, he just went down again, and he's trying to tell the linesman, Tommy Hughes, there that he's fine, but they're going to send him off.
That's the right call there. Well, early scrap, good scrap. I think he's trying to say he's okay. He's trying to plead his case, but obviously some repairs needed as there's some blood on Bolton's lip. Good body check there by Laberge, and Bolton's there and goes a little high, and they decide to drop him, and like Bolton was trying to get loose in that right at the same time as Bolton was throwing, and Laberge landed it and caught him right in the kisser.
5 each for fighting. And Bolton, of course, son of Eric Bolton, a old-time NHLer who dropped the gloves a time or two.
Needs a little bit more time. The more he plays, the better he'll be.
Pins his man on the wall. Eklund in there after the puck. It bounces free. Jack Malone after it, but Oliver Bont there instead. And now McDonald ahead to Oscar Eklund, Swedish-born. And the gloves are off, and here's some of that tenacity as Hunter McDonald will go. Hunter McDonald and Nate Laguerre. And a lot of pushing and shoving. Not sure many punches landed there. And the two are broken up. So, 7 minutes of play, 2 scraps. And also a Flyers goal. Sent it back down low, hoping for Denoye. He's got it. Denoye got out in front, tried to stuff it home. And it sat in the blue for a moment. Now he gets it back out to Andre. The gloves are off again here. And it's Bolton again dropping the gloves of Laberge. Bolton got a right in and another right in. Now Laberge trying to get his bearings back. A rematch of their earlier tussle. This one goes a little better for Sawyer Bolton, that's for sure.
Well, number one, good to see Bolton back here for this second period, and Chris Rooney giving him an earful there to tell him to get off and let it go. And as you mentioned, this one goes a lot better for Bolton the second time around. See there in the high slot, Bolton and Laberge going at it. The cross check up high. Here comes Laberge. He wants Well, it didn't look like he wanted much. It's Bolton that really wanted all of it. Yeah, really, LeBear's really not throwing much until the very end. And if you go back to that first fight, you know, for Bolton, if he lands that right, they threw the rights at the same time as LeBear just ended up catching him. It might have been a different looking fight.
2 minutes for instigating, 5 minutes for fighting, and a 10-minute misconduct. New Jersey 79, 5 minutes for fighting.
He definitely got the jump, but it was LeBearish who kind of approached Bolton. So it's interesting. Usually those two items will cancel each other out in terms of an instigation, but there's no question Bolton had his gloves off first.
Well, the cross-check up high by Bolton, you know, it seemed to get LeBear's attention. As LeBear was coming back, I would have thought for sure he would have been dropping his gloves ready to go, but he kept his gloves on. Bolton dropped them first, and that's probably why he gets the instigating penalty.
Well, they're discussing that very point right now. Out of the box.
If you only could get the mic down there, huh?
Yeah.
To see exactly what they're talking about.
You'd need a self-editing mic. But yeah, they do that. Who knows? Maybe a third scrum between those two is in the offing. If it is, it's the end of the evening.
LeBear is telling him you got to go. I mean, he's got 17 minutes in penalties. He's telling him to get out of the box. There's only 16:46 to go in the period, but it looks like they're going to let him stay in. He's got a 2, a 5, and a 10.
Yeah. First time I've seen that. Oh, big hit. Drysdale run over by Pospisil, and Forster comes right on in. So Forster and Pospisil will trade if they can get their arms free. Right now, it's a wrestling match. Pospisil got the right hand free. Forster tries to come back with less, but it's Pospisil throwing most of the punches right now. Forster in a defending position. They wrap up again, and the linesmen are going to jump in on this one. As in most buildings, the fans kind of like when the gloves hit the ice.
One good stop by
Couturier and Skinner collided. And now Stetcher is going to go with Sean Couturier, the captain.
Stetcher jumps right in, a big size disadvantage, but he jumps in after Skinner and Couturier come together. There was no penalty called on the initial collision. But Stetcher, who is new to the Oilers this year, will win some points with his guys as he jumps in. Skinner was down at his end of the ice with his arms in the air saying, hey, what is going on
Edmonton
here?
number 51, Philadelphia number 14, both guys 5 minutes each for fighting.
And this goes back to that collision, of course, with Couturier zipping around the back of the net and running into Skinner. Okay, Skinner resets position here. They're not going to call that as a goalie bump, but Stetcher doesn't like it, and he shouldn't like it. He jumps in, and he and Couturier sit in the box for 5 minutes. The Stetcher got a big hand when they showed him on the board. Couturier and Skinner had collided behind the net. And in my opinion, the officials had the right call that there wasn't a penalty there, but the 5-minute fighting majors, they'll sit in the box, and inside of 10 minutes, the Oilers will dig away looking for the tying goal.
Nobody on the Edmonton team is shorter than Troy Stetcher at 5'10", one of 3 guys at that height. And he went after 6'3" Sean Couturier. Stetcher's first fight.
Oh, here we go.
In a year and a half, and now we go again with Farabee right off the draw with Corey Perry.
These guys were barking the entire time out. Farabee and Perry were going at it from each side of the red line, and off they go here.
Farabee's helmet off, Perry's still on. Farabee trying to unleash a right. Perry misses with an uppercut, trying to land a right with a shove that ends the fight. And this place has come alive midway through the third. Perry had been barking during that break with Farabee and with Scott Laughton on that bench as well during the timeout.
Edmonton number 90, Philadelphia number 86, both guys 5 minutes each for fighting.
Man, there's been a lot of talk about the last 5 or 10 minutes. This, as I mentioned, was going on before the commercial. Now they decide out here that they're going to fight. They got to wait for the puck to hit the ice. And now Konechny is chirping away at the Oilers bench. Skinner was yelling back here. They had to tell him to stop and get him back onto the ice here as Skinner jumps on for a shift.
Leah, more of what we've seen through the years with...
Back go the Kraken out of center right. Tanev up the left wing. Brandon Tanev takes a look. Decides to turn with it. Plays it to Alexiak. His shot into traffic. It's loose. Gord kicks it in. No goal. No goal. Gord clearly kicking that puck in. And then he shoves Konechny, and then lots of shoving ensues. Sticks get high. Konechny's upset because he's after Tanev. We had a feeling something might happen with Tanev. It's Konechny taking care of business himself. But the officials are in between them, and the other pile up there, you've got several players. That's intensifying as they try to calm down Konechny and Tanev at the other corner. Tanev getting ragged out a bit there by Montour. Heating up, Pooch.
It is. And Konechny was tangled up with Tanev, and I get the sense that Konechny, when he came back, he had some words for Tanev at the bench when he returned going off the ice. And here goes Konechny.
There they go.
He's going to go with Gord.
This is Gord instead of Tanev, but Konechny wanted somebody. And so they size each other up. Kraken will take this trade. Konechny, of course, the Flyers' leading scorers, and they're down 2 goals, but DK wanted a piece of flesh. So far, there's a left that might have gotten in a little bit on TK. That TK over the top of the right. Gord hitting the back of the head. TK another right. Tried the uppercut. And a left jab there. And I think they're done. 4th fight of the year for the Flyers already. As Konechny and Gord have at it. That is the 9th career fight for Travis Konechny. His first since last February. 2-goal game in Seattle.
Look at our Polestar play. And it's the last sequence here. The Kraken think they have a goal scored. Turns out it's disallowed because of the kicking motion by Yanni Gord. Travis Konechny gives a little shot to Gord and then tempers flare. Eventually it's Gord and Konechny that fight. Another look at the kick. Clear as day. And from all of that, we get the fight here between Gord and Konechny. And then eventually there's a double minor to Brandon Montour. And a minor to Travis Sanheim. And the Flyers will get a power play out of all of it. So from a disallowed goal to some fisticuffs, and the Flyers with a big opportunity with 7:36 to go in this game to try and...
It's over, and he snuffed it out. It's a good save and a good read on a terrific play by Konechny.
Run it half the way. And now we've got gloves dropped. Well, a couple of heavyweights. Hill and McElrath will square off with Nick Deslauriers. Heck of a start to the Frozen Frenzy.
Big size advantage here for McElrath. Deslauriers, a tough customer. This is Deslauriers' first game of the season. Didn't take him long to get in the mix.
These two certainly know the job they have in the lineup, and that is to fire up their respective benches. And this is some kind of a tilt. We said it was a heavyweight matchup, and they are not disappointing.
My goodness. Oh, McElrath got him one under the eye here right at the end.
And almost respectful smiles from each at the end of that fight. It looked like it was possibly a nod and a wink from both just before the draw.
You can see the cut under the left eye of Delorier.
Gold has 5 minutes for fighting.
You see the two guys sort of play the puck for a second. They make sure that the play has gone away from them. They're set. Both of them check their tie downs to make sure their sweaters are locked down. And McIlrath and Delorier trade them. Once Delorier's helmet comes off, it's a little more open shot for the bigger McIlrath. You saw the helmet come off and the one punch connect under the left eye. That one's going to leave a mark. Two tough customers.
Bouchard darting to the puck. Cross ice, Johnson, the shot. He scores! Eric Johnson on the rush into the net. Game 998 in his career, and he's given the Flyers the early lead. So Johnson. And now the gloves are off. And we will have a tilt here. He's got himself a goal. Now he's got himself a fight as he goes up against Giovanni Spitz. He's going to go after the Gordie Howe hat trick quickly here, Bouch. Spun around. Around and around they go. Spitz, tough customer. Trying to get a right in as Johnson goes to his knees, and Smith got one up over the top, and then they both crumbled to the ice.
77, each 5 for fighting.
Right there you see it. Michkov and Smith, and Johnson steps in and says, you're going to deal with me. And, you know, we've seen Michkov not back down from a lot of players this year. He's been willing to kind of go after guys, but the idea of sticking up for your teammate, to me, that's what you have to do to show that you're a team. And good job by Johnson, not only scoring the goal, but sticking up for the youngster.
Goodrow. And now the gloves are off, and they'll go. Nick Seeler, Barclay Goodrow, right by the Sharks bench. Seeler gets some right hand free. It's Rock'em Sock'em Robots. They're both swinging. Seeler's helmet's still on. Goodrow's, as you can see, is off. Seeler trying an uppercut. Got that right arm free. Got that one in, and he got another right in. Goodrow kind of in a defensive posture there, and the linesman will step in. Nick Seeler will not back down from a challenge, that is for sure.
Goal mouth, Risto the shove, Seeler gets shoved, he doesn't like it. And then Seeler asked him, you want to? And they say, sure. Goodrow had a pretty good grip on with that left arm, not allowing Seeler's right to get free, although Seeler did land a few. A good spirited bout there between two pretty good competitors right there. Nothing wrong with that.
And the near miss from Michkov. Oh, here we go.
The gloves are off. Nick Seeler and Mathieu Olivier, a pair of 24s, will go at it. The Flyers didn't like that hit. Olivier leads the NHL. This is his 6th fight of the year. Oh, he took a right from Seeler, gave back a left. He is a very good fighter. He took down Matt Rempe memorably last year. Now punches to the back of Seeler's head. And they tumble to the ice. Crowd gets excited, but those last punches weren't really doing much damage except maybe to Olivier's hand. So we come back. Crowd loves the fight. Look at all of them. Nick Seeler and Mathieu Olivier both in the box after their fight. Flyers with a 3-0 lead. Flyers fans, take your team with you. All the news surrounding the Orange and Black is on the NBC Sports Philadelphia app. Don't miss out. Download now.
Well, let's go back and see how this all started. Take a look at Seeler coming off the bench here before the face-off. He has some words for Olivier. He lets him know, you're going to answer with me. Not Ristolainen, who jumped in after the hit. It's going to be me. And as this play develops, and this is why you got to love this group. And this is what happens. That's why you got to love this group. I mean, the Flyers missing Nick Delorier in the lineup. This would be Delorier's job to go and have the discussion with Olivier and fight him. He's out, so who's next up? It's Seeler. And Seeler, truthfully, is not in the same weight class as Olivier. And you got to commend Seeler for sticking up for his teammate right there. And this is why this team is so tight. And they stick up for each other. They love one another. And Seeler doing a good job there.
Again, it changed direction. Flyers clear. This will be icing, but that's another tough save from distance. And now we get the gloves down, and away we'll go. It's Foligno And Garnet Hathaway. And a right away from Foligno, and down went Hathaway. They had come together. Foligno trying to check Hathaway at the blue line, and Foligno went down, but Hathaway goes down in the fight. That one didn't last very long.
No, and Foligno is one of the tougher guys in this league. And Hathaway, watch in front of the net here. Not much going on, and then he goes after Hathaway, and Hathaway dropped those gloves quick. I mean, he was ready to go. Credit. I mean, Hathaway's not a guy that typically fights a lot. I mean, he's always in the mix. He's always getting in scrums, but he doesn't usually fight. And Foligno's a real tough customer, and looks like he landed a pretty good right. Got Hathaway off balance.
Here's Farabee spinning away from a check. Farabee drops it back, Ristolainen sends it wide of the net. Hildeby comes way out. Hathaway gets buried, and then Hildeby falls in the creases. That shot came back toward the net. Hathaway still down as the Leafs move up with the puck. Penalty apparently is on Hathaway. And now he's going to drop the gloves and go here with McCabe. They're firing away. Right for McCabe. Down goes McCabe. Hathaway landing hard on top of him. And we'll see if McCabe's all right, because Hathaway landed hard on him.
And I'll tell you what, McCabe gave him a shot, gave Hathaway a shot while he was down. The officials did not see it.
He's obviously very woozy.
I don't know if it was the punch or when Hathaway kind of followed through and fell on him, if that's what's causing the wooziness. But I think the initial penalty was on Hathaway. McCabe gave him a pretty good shot that the official did not see, and that's what ticked off Hathaway and decided to drop the gloves.
So they're going to make sure he's okay. He tried to get up and stumble back down.
Never a good thing to see.
McCabe's not afraid of contact. Really had a great year for the Leafs last year, and continue that along this year as a solid member of that defense corps. And they're going to take their time with him here.
Good to see he's on his feet and looks to have regained full function there. And this is going to be an initial penalty on Garnet Hathaway for goalie interference. And McCabe gave Hathaway a shot. Jean-Hébert having a conversation with Craig Berube. Here's the initial penalty, the contact. Now watch McCabe give him a shot right there. And the official did not see that. And that's when Hathaway got up. And now watch when Hathaway follows through. If he falls, I think when he falls forward, he lands on McCabe's head. I don't think the punch is what does it. This will probably...
I'm not hearing the call. I believe it's 2-5 and 2-5.
That angle there showed it. I mean, when Hathaway falls down, he lands right on McCabe's head. He lost balance.
Well, with McCabe stumbling when he got up, you would assume that he's going to get checked.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The concussion spotter will no doubt take a look at that.
Marner across the line. Pirouettes at the right wing half wall. Lost the puck to Couturier. And now, behind the play, we've got gloves dropped. Connor Dewar and Joel Farabee. I didn't know that Farabee had this in him. We're about to find out what he has in him. Yeah. Connor Dewar can throw him. Right, Farabee looks like he belongs so far.
He does. Great balance for Farabee, too, for the youngster. Farabee handled himself. Wow. That's impressive. I didn't know he had that in his bag. And you want to talk about a younger guy with skill, and that's going to open the eyes of head coach John Tortorella and people around the league, because look at the Flyer fans. He wasn't what I would say is one of the expected combatants. And I look at Torts. You can see that little cat grin that he's got going underneath the beard.
Philly 86, 5 minutes each for fighting.
Nice tilt. It might not have been the main event, but it was a great event nonetheless on the card.
Game streak
stretch, they went 6 games without a regulation loss, 5-0-1. So they had a similar streak going before the stumble they've had over the last week and a half. And now we're going to have a drop of the gloves as Laughton and Siplikov get together. That was agreed upon before the face-off. And it looks like a TKO for Scott Laughton.
Yeah, Siplikov and Laughton talked to each other before the face-off there. I don't know if there's a history between them two.
Well,
nothing's really happened in this game.
He was asked about this before the game, about whether or not there was going to be a little bit of a retaliation for an earlier Siplikov altercation.
Yep.
He did not address it, but I think the players
did. He goes, I'm not answering that question. Yep. Players will handle it. There's your answer right there. You can see right here, Hathaway, Laughton both talking to him. Picks Laughton. Good for Siplikov too. Accepting that challenge, hanging in there. Laughton throws some rights. Spirited fight.
That even after giving up a rebound, he'll clean that up as well.
He just gets 2 saves instead of 1.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the save percentage, my friend.
As for Deslauriers, he can tell you all he wants. Well, you got to be careful out there. When the adrenaline's flowing out there, he's going to surge into any kind of situation where he can defend his teammate, and he did. And now the gloves are off, and here he goes. 2 heavyweights. This one should be interesting. Deslauriers and O'Brien, they get the gloves off, they get the equipment ready, and now they dance before they throw. Eventually. Crowd wanted him to throw soon. Linesman will give him plenty of time, given it's these 2. And now they engage. Rights from Deslauriers. And response, there's a right from Deslauriers, and then he took one. And now O'Brien gets one, and Deslauriers to the side of the head with one. O'Brien's lost his helmet, Deslauriers is not. Now trying to switch hands. Oh, right there from Deslauriers. He continues to hammer away. Another right, trying to get him to the ice, and down they go. Nick Deslauriers, not in the lineup since early November. No problem, take on one of the top heavyweights and win. Nick Deslauriers, you gotta love him. O'Brien gets up, tries to get the crowd involved.
How good is that? You know, sometimes there are fights in the NHL that they don't live up to the billing. This one certainly did. And Nick Deslauriers, who I'm sure was just champing at the bit to get after it, and was a big factor on the goals scored for the Flyers, now gets involved with the fisticuffs, said to keep an eye on it. They got it out of the way early, and truthfully, these 2 guys, there are times where they don't find somebody to fight, right? They look for fights during the season. What a right there by D'Lo there, and it's got to feel good. And you can see the appreciation on the bench. Look at Laughton, he's fired up.
Hathaway. Stanley.
Nick
Deslauriers.
Yeah, this is a tall drink of water, JJ. Yeah. This is a long reach that Stanley has.
Yeah, Nick Deslauriers just standing and waiting for Stanley to get closer. Now they size each other up. It's taking him a while. I still give him some time, but not forever. Now they engage. Around they go, and again that reach for Stanley. Deslauriers keeping him at more than an arm's length if he can.
And if Nick can somehow get inside, it's going to be tough, though. I mean, look at that left arm. It's holding Deslauriers out.
I don't believe that one connected either. They nearly got him with that right, but you're right. It's starting to get now. They whirl each other down, and they both hit the ice. I'm not sure anything